Hey YouTube family, Mr. Black Mama 305 here with you again. And today we're gonna do another commentary. And as you guys know, I'm mostly a firearms channel. Most of the stuff I do has to do mostly with firearms. I love shooting, I love the shooting sports. But every now and then, again, like I said before in my previous channel, this is mostly about what I find interest in, whether it be vlogging, motorcycles, animals, especially dogs, cars, bikes. I'm into all that stuff. So if it's in the realm of the things that I like, these are the kind of stuff I talk about on this channel. A lot of times, people are solely into firearms or into vlogging. This is just, I'd say, like somewhat of a delve inside, a glimpse inside of my life and some of the things that I like to do. And today, without further ado, I'm going to get to the topic. As you guys can tell by now, this is about squatting and as it pertains to people in the state of Florida. So, as you guys know by now, squatting is a serious issue or problem in our state, and especially with the influx of illegal immigrants from across the border flooding into the United States. It's more rampant and more widespread now than it's ever been. And with that said, it's definitely a problem for a lot of law-abiding citizens and Americans who work hard, who've come to this country. That's immigrants who've legally come here, pay their dues, pay the $5,000 for the two-page form they have to fill out when it comes to immigration. Because if you've been through the immigration process, the lawyers are not cheap and they know you got to pay, so they charge you pretty much whatever. And those forms, man, one page can be $900, So being an immigrant myself, I came here from Jamaica. I went through the process, did all that stuff, and it cost me a lot of money. So I know what it feels to come here and do the right thing. So, with what's going on in our government, I'll let you guys, comment in the comments about what you guys think is going on with our country and how the influx of illegal immigrants. But this doesn't only have to do with illegal immigrants. It has to do with anybody who's ever gone into somebody's house and just stayed there, uninvited, and think that just because they inhabit that place and the person wasn't there, that it's their right to stay there. And anybody who's been on the receiving end of that, who own a property, you pay your mortgage, you pay your association fee, you pay maintenance, the light, the water, the cable, the taxes, and you come home one day and you see somebody squatting in your house and you can do nothing about it because the law backs these people. And so what we're going to talk about, we're going to play, actually we're not going to play the video, but we're going to play the sound bite so you guys can hear, and then we'll make our comment from there, and then we tie that into how that has to do with the firearms and the channel. All right, so let's go. This is courtesy of NBC6 South Florida. So we're just going to let you listen to the clip. It's not super long, but I'm just going to let you listen to it and hear, and then talk about, give our opinion on what's going on. So pretty much our Governor Desantis, I love Governor Desantis. A lot of people have a lot of problems with him for whatever the reason may be. But I think he's one of those governor who's the things that he comes up with, majority of the things that he comes up with are very like practical things that you'd be like, duh, you know what I mean? He's doing it, like, one of the things that he's done is prevent, he just signed a bill or signed a law stating allowing squatters to be evicted a lot more easily than it was before. As you guys can tell, before, if somebody squatted in your house and you weren't there, it would be almost hell to get them out. So somebody can rent out your Airbnb, decide not to leave, and it's almost impossible to get them out. The amount of red tape that you have to go through, the amount of hoopla you have to jump through, you can't get them out of your house. So let's listen to this, and then we'll go ahead and make some and we talk about it a little bit more. Just give me a second, guys. All right, guys, so finally got a clip. So first we're going to hear what the governor has said, just a little small excerpt of what he has to say. Then we're going to go to NBC.
Does your house belong to you? Or if you are not using it, can someone just come in, squat for a period of time, and then claim that they have a right to be there? this so-called squatter scam is something that's happening around the country. There's even videos telling people how to go in and take over an empty house. That was never how the law was supposed to work. And in Florida, we are going to take action today to end this scam and to protect the private property rights of our homeowners.
All right, so just that little excerpt so far. Let's break that down. Can you imagine you pay your bills, you pay, like I said before, you do all the things you're supposed to do as a homeowner or a property owner. And like you say, somebody come in, takes over, and they think that it's their right to be there just because they're there for a certain time, because the squatters law protects them from getting kicked out of your own home. You can't even do anything. You know what I mean? So this is what our governor is putting forward. And he said, hey, we're not going to have that in the state of Florida, because state of Florida is a no-nonsense state. And that's something that we're not going to, that's something we're not going to put up with. And I 1000% agree with Governor Ron Desantis, and I definitely support him for this. And now we're going to go to the NBC excerpt. All right. So we're going to take a full listen to this 3-minute excerpt from NB6 News South, NB6 South Florida, and then we make a comment and then wrap it up, okay?
Imagine going on vacation and coming home to find people living there and refusing to leave. Well, that's called squatting, and believe it or not, when it happens, it's really hard to evict the squatters. Well, not anymore. A new state law will make the process much easier for property owners. Ari Yatsu joins us from Opelika to explain the issue. Ari.
Well, Juwan, it's almost unheard of for a bill to pass through the Florida legislature, both the House and the Senate, with unanimous support. Everyone from both parties agreeing that something had to be done about squatting. And today, Governor DeSantis signed that bill into law.
So again, like he said, can you imagine going on vacation and you come home and somebody's living in your house and you can't even kick them out because of the squatters law? Like, paint this. Let me paint this picture. So you and your wife or your spouse or your girlfriend, your kids, decided to take a trip to go somewhere, out of the country. It's hard to make ends meet. You save up enough money to take or out of the country or Disney World, or let's use Disney World because we're in the state of Florida. And Disney's expensive. And say for whatever reason, you go to Disney, you spend like, say, maybe 4 or 5 days there, you come back, and on your way home, say you're driving down the street, but you can see your house, and you look inside, you're approaching your house, you look inside your house, you see the front light on, the front porch on, maybe you see the back window like bolted up, and you're like, what the hell? What's going on? So you looking at your spouse, she's looking at you, and you're both wondering, what the hell is going on? And you approach your driveway, you see a car parked up in your driveway, you don't have a clue what's going on. The car's parked up, you pulled up behind them or you pull up in front of them, and now you're thinking the worst case scenario. I'm being robbed. There's somebody's in my house trying to rob my house. Now you either call the cops or you decide, hey, I'm gonna pull off down the street, get my firearms, approach his house, either knock on my door or try to open the door and get in. Next thing you know, you pull up to the front door, say you knock, for whatever the case might be. Say you knock, or you use your keypad, or you use your key to get in, your keypad doesn't work, right? You're asking yourself, did I change the code before I leave? You use your key, because your electronic keypad also has, a key. You try to use the key to get in, you still can't get in. And guess what? Somebody answers the door. Who are you? And you're like, who the hell are you? They're saying, nah, we live here. Oh my God. Can you imagine what that feeling is? They moved into your house while you were on vacation. And on top of that, you can't even kick them out. Even if you were to take some kind of, violent action, not saying you're supposed to, but just in case you did, you might be the one in trouble. They might be the one that turn around and sue you. They might even get your house. Can't imagine that. Let's listen on a little bit some more.
Police ended up in a shootout with a squatter in that Southwest Miami-Dade incident. And at this home in Miami, occupied illegally by squatters, they found a dead body last summer.
Someone broke into the house. They checked.
So another scenario, now they go in there to evict the squatter. The squatter is in a shootout with the police officer who are trying to evict him from out of somebody else's house. So can you imagine? These guns are mine. Somebody forced themselves in, trying to squat in my property. When I come in to take my property, or the police come in to take my property, they're probably using my own weapons against me. You don't even know what they're using your home for. You don't know how many illegals are coming across the border. You don't know, what these illegals have done. You don't know what they've done in their country. What they're doing in your house, what they did in your house when you're not there. As you heard on the news, they found a dead body in there. Either maybe they killed somebody and left the body there. Maybe they just were there and died in the house. Whatever the case might be. This is what they opened up your house to. And it's just so unbelievable to me that the law would actually back people like this. And instead of that happening, Governor Ron Desantis and the state of Florida decided, hey, this ain't California. We ain't gonna pull up with none of that foolishness. This ain't New York. This ain't California. This ain't St. Louis. This ain't none of those places. We're not gonna put up with none of that nonsense. Don't come to Florida thinking that you can pull off none of this stunt. And so my man went to work.
Change the law and they stay there like they own the property.
Marie Javier owns the house. She was having it renovated as a rental when squatters took over.
So they stayed in the property like for 2 months.
That's
2
because
months.
once squatters move in, getting them out has been a civil matter, not a criminal case, so it took time. Up in Jack.
So that means when somebody squats in your house, you can't just go in and kick them out. The courts have to be involved. You know what I mean? So now you have to put yourself up in a hotel or put yourself up to inconvenience your family or friends. Now that's coming out of your pocket. Now you have to go get a lawyer. Now the courts are involved. Now it's just a mess. The police are involved. Tempers are being flared. You never can tell what might, accumulate with all that stress that you're going through, what you might do and what you might not do. So the ramification of somebody just squatting in your house, it's just mind-boggling what can go through. I'm Jamaican. I don't know about everybody else, man, but I'm a very nice guy, man. But at times, we Jamaican can get spicy. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie to you. I work hard. I come to this country and I work hard to come home and see a bunch of squatters in my house and just enjoying my house while I'm outside sleeping in my car or at a hotel and they're in my house just run the AC 24/7, eating up my food. Nah, I don't know. I'm not inciting any violence, but I don't know how I would react to that. And that's the honest truth.
Jacksonville, Patty Peoples captured her confrontation with squatters on video. It took months to get them evicted because they had a fake deed to the property and they damaged the home extensively.
It is, quite frankly, one of the most frustrating, unfair experiences and frightening experiences of my life. The burden of proof was on me.
You assume in America, if you...
So let's just think about what that's at. So this lady at an Airbnb up in Jacksonville, somebody rented the Airbnb, and after the person rented the Airbnb, they decided to stay in the Airbnb. So you see the trick that they use? Let me just rent the Airbnb, but you ain't got nowhere to live, so you squat into it. And now this lady has to go to a hoopla of, legal, rigmarole to get back into her own property. And not only that, when you get them evicted, guess what they're doing? They're destroying the property. Now, I'm not showing the video, but as you heard, the visual again was the person that was squatting wrecked that lady's house. I mean, they busted through the drywall, they destroyed her furniture, and more than likely they're not going to pay for it. They're going to go about their business and going to disappear. Even if the law says, hey, you have to pay for it, they're not going to pay for it. So now that lady now is left with the legal fees and whatever damages those people committed in her property.
Purchase a home and own a residence, that's your residence.
Governor Ron Desantis signed the bipartisan anti-squatting bill today. It allows police to immediately remove squatters if they have broken in, if they've refused to leave, and if they're not a current or former tenant involved in a legal dispute.
You are not going to be able to commandeer somebody's private property.
Common sense.
And expect to get away with it. We are in the state of Florida ending the squatter scam once and for all.
And it's so weird that you had to hear the governor say we are in the state of Florida ending the squatters, whatever, whatever, whatever. Like, how is it not common sense that if you don't own a property and you decided to set foot in that property and reside there, it's difficult to get you out? Makes no sense to me. But hey, Florida is a common sense state, and I'm happy I live here. Hey, listen, man, don't go to Polk County either and try to squat in nobody's house, because in Polk County, Florida, them people, they'll be advising their residents to shoot at people. We're not so crazy down here in South Florida and Miami, but but the state of Florida is not taking none of that bull. And I'm glad that what Governor Desantis decided to do, he did it, because there's no way you should work hard for your property, maintain that property throughout however long you have that property, and you pay your taxes, your mortgage, your bills, your light, your water, your cable, utilities, maintenance, association, and then somebody, when you decide to go on vacation, and you might work a lot of overtime to get the extra money to go on vacation with your friends or family, and then you come back, somebody's posted up in your house, and you can't even tell them to leave. Makes no sense to me. And Governor Ron DeSantis made sense of that.
So how often does squatting actually happen? Well, there are no stats on it that I could find, either nationally or statewide. But recently, Miami-Dade Police and the Broward County Property Appraiser's Office told my colleague, Amy Viteri, that cases are on the rise. So this new law is a tool for law enforcement and for property owners to fight back. We're live in Opelika. Ari Odzer, NBC6 News.
All right, guys. So as you can hear him say, it wasn't really something that they studied as much. Maybe because it wasn't so much of a problem, but with the influx of illegal immigrants in our country, a lot of them are going to the states, New York. Guess what? Sometimes those states get cold and it really hits them. Hey, New Yorkers are a different type of people. You can't really squat. Them New Yorkers ain't playing with you. They already paid too much for rent and mortgage. So you can't squat in nobody's house. They ain't nowhere to squat in New York. You got to squat on the street. So what these people are doing, they're moving out of state. They're going to other places where they think that they can do that and get away with. Maybe Florida is one of those places that they think they can come and do it. But with sensibility, our Governor Ron DeSantis decided, hey, this is not the place to come. And you already know, they come down here, Governor Ron DeSantis is sending them to Martha's Vineyard, or he's sending them back to where they come from. So he's not really putting up with it, and I don't blame him. I don't blame the state of Texas for, try to get the legal immigrants to go elsewhere. Send them to California, send them to Martha's Vineyard, send them to that big house that Barack Obama buy. Let him put them up. Let Joe Biden put them up on the White House lawn, or wherever they decided to, they want to keep them, in wherever sanctuary city that they decided, they want to make, but not in the state of Florida. And I really appreciate our governor doing that for the residents of the state of Florida. And I just want to thank the governor for doing that. And guys, get in the comments. Tell me what you really guys think about the video today. If you guys want me to make some more videos like this, definitely feel free to put it in the comments. If you like my content and the kind of content that I'm making, and you want to see me make more of those, definitely get in the comment section and let me know. And tell me what you think about what the governor is doing for the state of Florida. I'm Mr. Black Mamba 305 signing out. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. It's free. And trust me, I'm full of information that I'd love to give to you guys. If you like the video, again, like I said, go ahead, like, subscribe, and share. Mr. Black Mamba, peace.